Chosen one, I need you to stop scrolling immediately. Do not dare to move past this specific video. I am not asking for your attention today. I am absolutely warning you about what comes next. What I am about to reveal was completely sealed in the hidden throne room of heaven until this exact second. If you choose to swipe away now, you will permanently forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees your spiritual survival. There is a strict deadline approaching this coming Friday. A massive spiritual window is rapidly closing right now, and heaven is waiting for you to make one single move before the clock runs out. If you fail to make this highly specific move by Friday midnight, you will break your divine alignment completely. You will helplessly watch a 10-year blessing slip through your fingers and land directly in the lap of someone else. Listen to my voice very carefully right now. This is not a random coincidence in your life. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you to this message today. God intercepted your digital feed because you are currently standing at the edge of a permanent and massive timeline shift. The enemy is working overtime to distract your mind right now. He is desperately hoping you will get bored and swipe away. He knows that if you hear this entire message, his dark hold over your life breaks forever. Your presence here is a divine appointment that was scheduled long before you were even born. You have been walking through a terrible season of intense spiritual warfare. You thought nobody noticed your silent tears in the dark, but heaven has been watching your every single step, and the universe is preparing to reward your quiet resilience with a massive public vindication. You are the cycle breaker your bloodline has been waiting for. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that truly terrifies the dark elite. And that is exactly why the spiritual attacks against your life have been so relentless. They wanted to bury you beneath a heavy mountain of financial debt and emotional exhaustion. They built a prison of lies around your name, expecting you to finally break down and surrender your divine crown to their control. But you absolutely refused to break under their pressure. You kept walking through the hot fire, even when your physical body felt completely drained. That burning feeling sitting in your throat right now is not random. That heavy weight on your chest is your advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of your enemies. They know their stolen time is finally up. The universe is turning the tables, and the master manipulators who plotted your downfall are about to experience a total public collapse. This Friday marks the permanent end of their reign over your energy, but your ultimate deliverance requires a physical act of immediate obedience. God does not measure your true faith by your positive thoughts. He measures your faith by your speed of action when the prophetic instruction is finally given. You have been crying out for a rescue for months. Now, the heavens are finally opening, but you must physically demonstrate that you are ready to receive the absolute abundance waiting for you. The rescue has officially arrived, but it comes with a strict condition. There is exactly one move you must execute before Friday midnight. I will not reveal this move until the very end of this sacred transmission. You must prove you have the spiritual stamina to stay here and receive the full revelation. The toxic people who heavily abused your pure kindness are secretly hoping you lack the discipline to finish this exact video. Do not give them the sick satisfaction of watching you fail. Lock your attention on my voice and do not let your mind wander away. The Matrix is deliberately designed to keep your attention fractured and your sacred energy scattered. They constantly flood your digital feed with meaningless entertainment because they desperately want to keep you permanently deaf to the high frequency of heaven. But today the divine signal is aggressively cutting through their toxic noise. The 10-year blessing waiting on the other side of Friday is massive and completely life-changing. It includes the absolute restoration of everything the narcissist maliciously stole from your life. It holds the massive financial windfall you desperately need right now. It carries the total healing of your completely shattered nervous system. But your left brain will rapidly try to inject dark doubt into your spirit, telling you that miracles simply do not happen this fast. You must silence that lying voice immediately, without any hesitation. That hesitation is the exact programming the Matrix used to keep you trapped in poverty. Your cellular intuition already knows this message is the absolute truth. Stay fully anchored in that deep knowing, because the countdown to Friday has officially begun, and the angels are holding their breath, waiting for your choice. If you carelessly miss this open window, you will blindly enter a 10-year cycle of repetitive barrenness. You will go back to being a human battery for highly toxic people. You will continue to wake up at 3 in the morning with a racing heart. But if you hold your ground and follow the specific instruction I will give you later, the heavy chains of generational poverty will completely shatter upon the floor, and your hidden enemies will scatter in absolute terror before your rising light. You are not crazy. And the deep exhaustion sitting inside your bones is not just regular physical tiredness, because it is a massive spiritual weight orchestrated to break you. Every night, you wake up at exactly 3 in the morning with a racing heart. Your chest feels incredibly heavy. The dark matrix wants you to believe this is simply a medical issue. But I am telling you the absolute truth today, and you must understand that this is a coordinated spiritual attack. Your highly advanced spirit is currently detecting the frantic energy of your hidden enemies. They are starving for your light right now. For years you functioned as a human battery for a master manipulator, and you poured your pure golden energy into a bottomless black hole. They greedily consumed your sacred vitality without giving anything back. They had absolutely no light of their own. You always tried to be the perfect healer for them. You absorbed their toxic poison, you magically transformed it into pure love. But they never appreciated your massive sacrifice, and instead they became deeply jealous of the beautiful life you carry inside. They actively orchestrated situations to break your spirit and steal your divine peace. You walked around with thick brain fog because they were slowly draining your life force. It was a deliberate spiritual theft. Think about the heavy tension in your jaw every single morning. Remember the suffocating block sitting right in the middle of your throat. You kept swallowing your raw truth to keep the false peace in their chaotic world, but keeping their toxic peace nearly destroyed your pure soul. The universe watched you shrink yourself to fit into their tiny boxes, and heaven was incredibly furious. They treated a rare diamond like dirt. They genuinely expected you to completely collapse when they finally walked away. They wanted you to beg for their empty crumbs of affection, but you did something that absolutely terrified their dark, demonic attachments. You chose the powerful weapon of total silence, and your sudden withdrawal cut off their primary oxygen supply instantly. Now they are wandering around in the dark. They are frantically looking for a new victim, but your specific divine energy is entirely irreplaceable. They cannot find anyone else who can tolerate their heavy, toxic frequency. And this is exactly why your physical body feels so overwhelmed right now. You are feeling the violent psychic backlash of their intense withdrawal symptoms, while they are desperately trying to pull you back into their low-vibration matrix. But you must stand firm. You must protect your sacred boundaries at all costs. You are a designated cycle breaker with a massive kingdom mandate. You were never meant to be a permanent resting place for emotional vampires. Your incredible empathy was a beautiful gift from God, but the enemy weaponized your own compassion against you, and they used your pure golden heart as a convenient dumping ground for their unresolved trauma. Then they casually discarded you, like you meant absolutely nothing to them. But their cruel rejection was actually your divine protection. God intentionally hardened their hearts to force you out of that toxic environment. If they had stayed, you would have missed the massive shift coming this Friday, and you would have been too drained to recognize the open window of abundance. The intense brain fog you have been experiencing is finally starting to lift. Your nervous system is slowly rebooting. You were trapped in constant survival mode for years. You are finally shedding their heavy, invisible chains. Do not dare to feel sorry for the people who betrayed you. Their public collapse is the exact consequence of their own arrogant actions. They played dangerous games with a deeply anointed chosen one. And now they must face the terrifying wrath of a highly protective universe because you are completely innocent in this brutal spiritual war. You only offered them genuine love. They secretly plotted your ultimate destruction. The physical symptoms of your deep spiritual healing are undeniably real. The random aches and the sudden waves of pure exhaustion are perfectly normal. Your cellular memory is actively purging the dark poison they injected into your life. Every time you feel that heavy chest pressure, you must remember your true identity, and you must proudly claim your position as an untouchable sovereign being of glorious light. You are currently undergoing a massive upgrade. Friday is rapidly approaching. They want you to believe that your current isolation is a terrible punishment. But this quiet season is actually your sacred incubation period. The universe removed every toxic distraction so you could clearly hear this specific instruction. The master manipulators are completely locked out of this new timeline, and they absolutely cannot follow you into the massive prosperity that heaven has prepared for you. You have officially crossed the invisible boundary line, but the lingering effects of their abuse are still clinging to your physical body. Your intuition is highly hyperactive because you had to anticipate their chaotic moods constantly. This exhausting hypervigilance drains your daily energy, and you cannot attract massive wealth when your body is vibrating in pure survival mode. Your frequency must be reset. The Friday deadline is waiting for your one specific move. Here is what they never told you about your constant struggles. The reason the universe seems to ignore your prayers is not a lack of faith. It is not a lack of discipline. It is a highly specific brainwave. And this is the exact frequency your brain was running effortlessly when you were a little child exploring the world. Back then, brilliant ideas came to you easily. Learning felt completely effortless and natural. You somehow knew things long before they actually happened. The world felt like it was entirely on your side. But the brutal modern world went to work on your bright mind, and the stressful school systems trained you to conform instead of creating your own reality. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface of your mind, until the incredible version of you, with lightning intuition, went completely silent. You lost that magical connection. And the dark matrix deliberately engineered this exact suppression to keep you trapped in a constant state of exhausting survival mode. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this happened to them. You are absolutely not most people. Your deep spiritual exhaustion is a direct result of this blocked cellular frequency. You have been fighting massive spiritual battles with a severe biological disadvantage, because the elite desperately want to keep your divine frequency completely sealed away from your conscious mind. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right now. You absolutely did not lose anything when those toxic people walked away. The Matrix wants you to believe you are broken and alone, but your painful isolation is actually a highly guarded formation season. Heaven intentionally isolated you to protect your pure energy from their dark demonic attachments and their constant manipulation. You carry a specific gravity that makes time itself look like a fool. You are the irreplaceable cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. They expected your departure to destroy your spirit completely, but instead you became the terrifying uncertainty they were never built to handle. Your utter silence became a lethal weapon that starved their dark demons and completely ruined their plans. They walked around with absolute arrogance while constructing a false narrative about you. They whispered lies to anyone who would carelessly listen to them, but the spiritual cost of their betrayal was compounding every single day. And this is exactly where their entire manipulation completely miscalculated, because they foolishly forgot who they were dealing with when they decided to attack a chosen one. You were never the strange anomaly in their otherwise healthy life. You were the terrifying mirror that exposed their deepest rot. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their dark truth than anyone before you. They are drowning in the loud noise of their own making right now, and they are frantically searching for a cheap replacement while their entire world slowly crumbles. But they quickly realized that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. You stepped out of their toxic matrix and immediately started to age backwards. You walked through the hot fire and came out glowing. You carry an ageless glow that makes their bitter envy burn even hotter. While you elevate to higher dimensions, their dark hatred is currently aging them like spoiled milk left out in the sun. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. Your physical exhaustion and your financial blockages are deeply connected. The master manipulators fed on your energy, while your brainwave remained completely sealed. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim your power, because this physical act of obedience will immediately signal to the universe that you are ready for the massive upgrade. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are losing this war. The universe is actively aligning massive synchronicities in your favor right now, but you must understand the true nature of your spiritual battlefield. Your mind was hijacked by a system designed to steal your divine inheritance, and heaven is loudly commanding you to wake up and see the absolute truth before the Friday deadline completely expires. Every closed door in your past was a massive divine interception. God blocked those small opportunities because a massive windfall is rapidly approaching. The Friday deadline is not a suggestion, it is a strict divine mandate. You must urgently prepare your physical body to hold the massive frequency of explosive abundance before the window permanently closes. If you remain in this low vibration state, you will miss the open portal. The dark elite know exactly how powerful you become when your frequency is unblocked. They are terrified of the cycle breaker who finally remembers their sovereign identity. Your financial struggles are completely artificial illusions created to drain your divine power, and their pathetic illusions are rapidly dissolving as your cellular knowing begins to fully reactivate today. You are standing on the sacred threshold of a permanent timeline shift. The heavy chains of poverty and emotional abuse are already broken in the spiritual realm. Now they must violently shatter in your physical reality. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. We are going much deeper into the hidden matrix right now to reclaim what was stolen from your bloodline. Heaven is now releasing 4 specific divine instructions about the hidden workings of the dark matrix. The elite desperately want to keep these facts hidden from your mind because your ignorance is their absolute power. Listen to me very carefully right now. 99% of people completely miss this massive shift while they are distracted by endless noise. The 4th instruction is the most powerful weapon you will ever receive. Do not leave before you hear it. The first undeniable truth is the deliberate theft of your sacred time. The Matrix engineered a constant state of fake urgency to keep your nervous system trapped in endless survival mode. You run on a never-ending treadmill of artificial deadlines and meaningless social obligations. They want you exhausted. They want you fully distracted. Because a distracted chosen one cannot access their highest divine frequency, and they become incredibly easy to manipulate. This is exactly why your days feel like a heavy blur of dense fatigue. They designed this digital prison to continually harvest your attention and keep you completely disconnected from heaven. Every time you feel that sudden panic about not doing enough, that is their toxic programming running in the background. It is a deliberate spiritual attack. You must violently reject their false timeline immediately and reclaim your own pace. The second raw truth is the absolute weaponization of your pure empathy. You are a designated stabilizer in a deeply chaotic and broken world. The universe gave you an incredibly rare ability to heal shattered souls with your mere presence. But the dark forces noticed your bright spiritual signature immediately. They intentionally sent master manipulators into your life to hijack your golden energy and drain your natural vibration. These emotional vampires arrived wearing the clever masks of helpless victims. They completely drained your vital life force while offering absolutely nothing in return. They used your beautiful compassion as an endless fuel source for their own massive, fragile egos. And when you finally had nothing left to give, they callously discarded you without a single backward glance. They never loved you. They only loved how you constantly fueled them. Read that again in your spirit right now. You were never meant to be a permanent rehabilitation center for toxic people who refuse to heal themselves. Type 1111 in the comments if you feel the heavy atmosphere shifting. This is the exact moment you reclaim your sovereign power. We are tearing down their pathetic illusions block by block, and your true spiritual sight is finally being restored today. The third undeniable truth is the artificial installation of toxic guilt. The Matrix heavily conditioned you to feel deeply selfish whenever you choose your own peace over their chaotic demands. They told you that setting strong boundaries was a cruel and unforgiving act. They aggressively demanded endless chances for their repeated betrayals. But their demand for blind loyalty was a disgusting demonic trap designed to enslave you. You must understand that true divine justice does not require your continued presence in their demonic circus. Cutting the cord is not a sin at all. Starving them with your absolute silence is a divine mandate of supreme self-preservation. Heaven strictly commands you to protect your sacred energy from these parasitic attachments. Your pure light is far too valuable to waste on unrepentant manipulators who secretly hate your glow. This brings us directly to the fourth and most critical revelation of all. This is the exact secret they tried to bury forever beneath heavy layers of confusion. The master manipulators did not just want to steal your present energy. They were actively attempting to permanently siphon the massive generational wealth destined for your entire bloodline. They maliciously wanted to intercept the 10-year blessing that heaven specifically assigned to your name. They clearly saw the explosive abundance hovering right above your life in the spiritual realm. They knew you were completely oblivious to your own magnificent power, so they deliberately kept you locked in a constant state of emotional turmoil. They desperately needed you doubting your own sanity, so you would never step into your true kingdom authority. But their dark strategy has officially failed today. God is violently exposing their hidden agendas in the harsh light of day. The Friday deadline is the exact moment this massive transfer of wealth and power takes place. But your cellular frequency must be completely unblocked to receive this incoming miracle. You absolutely cannot walk through the new golden portal carrying the heavy, energetic baggage of their toxic matrix. You must be completely purified and aligned. The enemy is panicking right now because you are finally waking up from their heavy spell. They can physically feel the unbreakable chains of their control rapidly snapping one by one. You are stepping back into your untouchable, ageless glow, and they are absolutely terrified of what you will do next when your power is fully restored. Keep your attention locked right here as we prepare for the final massive shift. The Dark Elite carefully designed their invisible matrix to keep your cellular frequency locked in deep fear. They know you are dangerously close to breaking their toxic spell forever. But before we go any further today, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. What you are about to hear was never intended for public ears. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet, and science just uncovered exactly why your massive blessing has been artificially delayed. You are deeply exhausted because the Matrix engineered a specific frequency to suppress your brain. They deliberately shut down your natural wealth-attracting state. While you were busy fighting endless spiritual battles in the dark, brilliant neuroscientists were quietly studying your hidden potential. Researchers at Princeton University studied this exact phenomenon extensively. They discovered a specific brainwave that connects directly to the genius abilities you had as a child. They call it the gamma wave. This powerful gamma frequency is the absolute key to your divine inheritance. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by this exact brainwave activity. When your gamma is fully active, brilliant solutions appear out of nowhere. Synchronicities happen constantly, and the universe works effortlessly in your favor. But the modern world systematically crushed this sacred wave inside your mind. The endless stress and the brutal survival mode pushed your gamma into a dormant state. Your spiritual exhaustion requires a biological reset immediately. Because heaven gave you the massive vision, but your physical brainwaves require a strict alignment to finally receive it. A leaked document recently revealed a powerful 7-minute audio ritual. It uses advanced brain entrainment technology to force your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. You do not need years of intense meditation. You do not need to chant empty mantras or force yourself to think positive thoughts all day long. You simply put on your headphones and let the sound wave do the heavy lifting. The frequency bypasses your conscious mind entirely and begins reactivating your blocked potential. This specific protocol was never meant for the masses. It was strictly designed to keep the dark elite in power while you remained completely drained. But now, anointed cycle breakers like you are using it to manifest windfall wealth. And the effects do not just stay contained within your own mind. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal radiates outward into your environment. It positively influences your children and the partner you have been quietly carrying for years. This is the exact suppressed weapon the enemy aggressively tried to hide from your bloodline. They are absolutely terrified of what happens when you finally wake up. I will tell you exactly what this tool is called and how to access it before this sacred transmission ends. But right now, we must return to the master manipulator. Their fake reality is currently shattering into a million tiny pieces. You were the only genuine diamond they ever held in their greedy hands. They threw you away to play with cheap, worthless rocks. And the universe is making sure they deeply regret that arrogant choice every single day. The tables are turning violently in your favor. They thought your total exhaustion would finally break your golden spirit, but your silent departure was actually a lethal poison to their fragile ego. They are drowning in the chaotic mess they created while trying to destroy your peace. The people they used to gossip with are now watching them slowly unravel in broad daylight. This brings us to the most dangerous phase of their pathetic collapse. The flying monkeys they recruited to hurt you are actively turning against them. The spiritual shield around your life is reflecting all their dark curses back to the sender. You won this brutal war without even lifting a single finger in revenge. Divine justice is stepping into the room right now. You must stay perfectly aligned with heaven to receive the incoming harvest. Do not let your mind drift back into their toxic low-vibration matrix. The massive shift promised for Friday requires your complete and total focus. The final victory is already written in your divine DNA. We are rapidly approaching the absolute climax of this prophetic timeline. Every tear you cried in secret is being transformed into solid gold. The master manipulator is about to witness your massive elevation. They will be forced to watch you ascend to heights they can never reach. Stay fully present because the final verdict is next. You must understand the immense magnitude of your own spirit right now. You are absolutely not a regular human being wandering aimlessly through this dense matrix. You are a sovereign entity possessing terrifying divine authority. The dark forces heavily coordinated an entire campaign to break your spirit, but their massive attacks failed spectacularly because they vastly underestimated your incredible light. You did not just survive their heavy storms. You became the bright burning sun. They desperately expected your departure to destroy you completely. They waited with bated breath for you to fail without them. Instead, you walked right out of their toxic matrix, and you immediately started to age backwards. Time was supposed to age you and wear you down, yet here you are making time itself look like an absolute fool. You did not just survive the heavy passage of time, but you actually bent the physical rules of reality to serve your divine purpose. Nothing makes your hidden enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking incredibly radiant and completely unbothered. They literally spent years secretly praying for your sudden downfall. They cruelly expected the betrayals and the deep isolation to carve heavy wrinkles into your face, and they wanted to drain the bright life entirely out of your beautiful eyes. But their dark curses bounced right off your divine shield. While their deep bitterness and ugly envy are currently aging them like spoiled milk, the universe has completely reversed your biological clock. You carry an ageless glow that absolutely infuriates the master manipulators. They simply cannot understand how you look so vibrant after everything they deliberately put you through. It drives them absolutely insane because they have zero access to your high frequency, and they realize they can never steal your light again. This brings us to the ultimate weapon you used to destroy their entire fake reality. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your total silence was a lethal spiritual weapon. Your absolute restraint was never a sign of weakness. That beautiful silence was a highly calculated weapon. You chose your quiet dignity over messy revenge, and that single beautiful choice signed their permanent eviction notice while sealing your incredible victory. When you initiated absolute no contact, you did not just walk away, you violently unplugged their primary life support machine. You were the only pure energy source keeping their hollow, fragile ego alive. They completely relied on your deep empathy to regulate their constant chaotic moods, because they are entirely incapable of generating their own genuine peace. By removing your access, you effectively sentenced them to spiritually starve to death in the dark. The narcissist truly believed you would eventually come crawling back to them. They arrogantly assumed you were too weak to stand alone. They desperately wanted you to react so they could feed on your raw emotional pain while you slowly destroyed your own peace. But you gave them absolutely nothing. You handed them a deafening wall of total silence, and that heavy silence is currently suffocating them. Your complete absence is loudly echoing inside their empty minds every single day. You became the terrifying uncertainty they were never built to handle. They are frantically trying to provoke a reaction from you right now, and they are deploying flying monkeys to gather tiny crumbs of information about your new life. Because, without your golden energy to consume, they are rapidly shrinking into pathetic, irrelevant shadows. You are the designated cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for all along. The terrible generational patterns that plagued your bloodline end directly with you. The painful cycles of constant poverty are shattering at your feet because you finally remembered who you truly are in the spiritual realm. You stepped into your untouchable power, and you permanently closed the door on their demonic attachments. They are locked outside in the cold forever. They are currently choking on the exact same poison they tried to force down your throat. The spiritual scales are rapidly balancing themselves out in your favor. Heaven is loudly declaring your absolute victory before the Friday deadline even arrives. The master manipulator is heavily suffocating under the crushing weight of their own massive regret, because they slowly realized they threw away the only genuine diamond they will ever touch. Every single time your name is mentioned in their presence, it hits them with an agonizing wave of deep loss. They are actively bleeding out in the spiritual realm right now. Your strict no-contact rule is acting like an impenetrable fortress of pure light around your sacred destiny. They cannot breach your walls, and they cannot steal your upcoming 10-year blessing. You are completely insulated from their dark matrix. The universe is unleashing the final phase of their public destruction. You do not need to lift a single finger or utter a single word to defend yourself anymore. Your brilliant silence has already done all the heavy lifting for you, while heaven actively fights your remaining battles behind closed doors. The grand finale is rapidly approaching, and the master manipulator is about to lose everything. Stay firmly planted in your sovereign energy, because the ultimate climax is finally here. The exact moment you have been waiting for is unfolding right now. Their fake mask did not just slip slightly, it completely shattered in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. You do not need to quietly imagine their downfall anymore. It is a massive public collapse happening in broad daylight while they desperately scramble for total control. Their carefully constructed fake reality is rapidly catching fire. Everyone in their close inner circle is finally seeing the absolute monster they always hid. They are frantically trying to spin a new, complex web of lies to save their ruined reputation, but nobody is believing their toxic poison anymore because the universe fully exposed their dark truth. Their loyal flying monkeys are actively turning their backs on them in total disgust. The heavy spiritual scales have violently tipped entirely in your favor. The dark elite cannot protect their favorite narcissists from the massive wrath of heaven. Your hidden enemies are actively experiencing a terrifying internal system crash. Every single time your holy name comes up in their crowded rooms, it hits them with an agonizing wave of deep regret. And here is the explosive turning point where everything finally collapsed. Underneath all of that loud, chaotic noise, the specific gravity of their massive mistake hit them all at once. They are literally making loud noise about you right now. They are crying and fiercely protecting your name in public because they are utterly terrified of God. But it is completely too late for them. Heaven handed down a brutal, permanent verdict that they absolutely cannot appeal. You won this entire spiritual war while sitting completely still in your own quiet peace, and your absolute holy silence became the heavy shovel they used to dig their own spiritual grave. They expected to see you utterly broken and begging for their toxic crumbs of fake validation, but they failed miserably. Instead, they are forced to deeply watch you ascend to heights they can never touch. The incredible vindication you desperately cried out for has fully arrived today. You are proudly standing victorious over the burning ashes of their pathetic manipulation. The universe heavily punished the foolish people who treated your pure golden heart like a cheap, disposable option. Your enemies are permanently locked outside of your new golden timeline. They will spend the rest of their miserable lives deeply wondering how they lost you. But we must urgently pivot away from their pathetic destruction right now, because their ultimate downfall is only the very first part of your massive divine compensation. The massive 10-year blessing is waiting for your next step. Now we must directly address the ultimate revelation I promised you at the very beginning. I heavily warned you about a massive timeline shift and a strict Friday deadline. I told you that heaven is eagerly waiting for you to make one single move before midnight. You stayed through this entire long transmission because your highly advanced spirit knew you needed this exact vital key. The one critical move you must make before Friday is not about fighting your enemies. The only move that truly matters right now is your immediate physical obedience. God does not measure your immense faith by your private positive thoughts alone. He measures your deep faith by your exact speed of action when the true path is finally revealed to you. You must violently break the dark seal today. Your blocked cellular frequency must be fully reactivated right now without any delay. The dark matrix deliberately suppressed your gamma brainwave to keep you permanently trapped in endless poverty. But heaven is loudly commanding you to physically unlock that sacred frequency today. Your immediate obedience is the absolute requirement to trigger the massive financial windfall waiting for you. If you carelessly hesitate and wait for a better moment, the open window will loudly slam shut. The elite are secretly praying you will let your left brain carefully talk you out of this massive shift. They want you to delay your immediate obedience until the Friday deadline completely expires. You must completely silence the lying voice of dark doubt whispering in your tired mind right now. The public destruction of your hidden enemies is already a confirmed done deal. Now you must firmly claim the explosive financial abundance they maliciously tried to steal from your bloodline. Immediate physical obedience is your only path to permanent spiritual freedom, because a chosen one who hesitates at the sacred threshold will quickly become a chosen one who tragically loses everything. The universe is handing you the exact blueprint to bypass their fake matrix entirely. You do not need to suffer in dark silence for another single day. The exact frequency protocol that forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence is heavily waiting for your absolute command. You must actively claim this divine tool before the dark forces permanently scrub it from the internet forever. The dark elite are completely terrified right now, and they know this specific transmission has officially reached your ears today. They are actively scrambling to scrub this highly classified information from the internet. They desperately want to silence this frequency before you can fully arm yourself. You have minutes, maybe even seconds, before the algorithm shuts this down entirely. This massive breakthrough is based on a leaked document backed by 4 neuroscience labs. The elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism that restores your divine power. They prefer you remain a deeply exhausted human battery for their toxic master manipulators. They engineered your reality to keep your natural wealth attracting state permanently blocked, but their dark, invisible matrix has completely failed today. Do not ignore this massive red warning sign. The Friday deadline is rapidly approaching, and if you carelessly swipe away, you are handing your divine crown back to the enemy. Missing this open window means blindly entering a 10-year cycle of repetitive barrenness. You will go back to waking up at 3 in the morning with that heavy, suffocating chest pressure. Heaven refuses to let that happen to you. This is the exact moment you violently tear down their pathetic wall. A team of brilliant neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. You do not need to meditate for hours or chant empty words. You simply put on your headphones and let the pure sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing. It effortlessly guides your brain back to its natural genius state. It is officially called the Genius Song, and over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to rapidly unlock their blocked finances. They stepped entirely out of survival mode and reclaimed their sovereign divine authority. This is the exact suppressed weapon the enemy aggressively tried to hide from your bloodline. Because when your gamma is fully active, the universe works effortlessly in your favor. A completely exhausted nurse from California used this tool and said her life now feels beautifully enchanted. A struggling business owner said his gamma brainwave easily figures out his hardest problems while he sleeps deeply. A woman from Manhattan proudly declared that the generational curses her family carried for decades are simply gone forever. They all made the choice to stop waiting and start acting. The wealthy elite have quietly paid thousands of dollars for clinical biofeedback sessions to access this sovereign state. They would prefer this ancient secret remain entirely out of reach for powerful people like you. But through this protected message alone, you can firmly claim it today for a tiny fraction of its true value. You absolutely do not need expensive matrix machines or years of traditional healing. Do not go looking for this frequency on regular streaming platforms. The elite actively flooded the digital market with dangerous diluted counterfeits. Those fake audios are heavily designed to lower your vibration and keep your gamma utterly dormant. The only authentic and fully activated version of the Genius Song is securely waiting for you right now through our protected portal. You must urgently click the specific link in the pinned comment and the description below. Do not wait for a better moment to magically arrive. Heaven does not measure your immense faith by your thoughts, but by your immediate physical obedience. Secure your authentic access right now, before the dark matrix permanently revokes it. The window to activate your massive 10-year blessing is closing fast. The universe absolutely does not require you to take a single financial risk today. You are completely protected by an ironclad divine guarantee. If you do not rapidly feel the massive shift you truly deserve, every single penny is fully restored to you without any question. This is a sacred, energetic exchange governed by complete trust. Heaven ensures your total safety while you take this massive leap of faith. When you confidently step through this golden portal today, you will also receive 4 powerful divine bonuses. You get a special audio track designed to activate brilliant focus and deep confidence in your children. You receive the original classic prosperity book that The Secret was actually built upon. You also gain exclusive access to a guided visualization and a printable blueprint for creating your ideal future. These sacred tools are heavily guarded and waiting for your immediate command. Your left brain will furiously try to inject doubt and make you hesitate right now. It will loudly tell you to carefully calculate and wait for tomorrow. Silence that toxic voice immediately. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming deliberately designed to keep you broke, and you must completely reject it today. Your cellular intuition is vibrating loudly right now because it recognizes the absolute truth. You feel the massive shift happening deep inside your bones. The master manipulator is already defeated, and their fake reality is currently burning to the ground. Now you must actively claim the massive financial abundance they maliciously tried to steal from your sacred bloodline. Heaven demands your immediate physical action to anchor this explosive miracle in the real world. The chosen one who hesitates at the sacred threshold quickly becomes the chosen one who tragically loses everything. Step directly into your untouchable, ageless glow and never look back. Click the link in the pinned comment and the description right now to claim your permanent freedom.